I hope you're enjoying this leadership section. Right now, we are about to move over to what is regarded as what quality that makes a person a leader. And of course, there are varieties of qualities that makes a person a leader. Now, some of these quality include, I'm going to list and explain them one after the other. The first quality that makes a person a leader, as believed by some group of people, is has to do with what? The height, the weight, and the skin color. This has been an overused cliche that height and weight and skin color are some of the parameters that can be used to measure or to if one should ascertain any leadership position. But to me, although in some cases it may matter because of the person disposition or the height and the color, people may tend to respect those people. But it is also true, I also want you to bear in mind that somebody that is short, somebody that does not have height, can as well even lead people that is much more taller than him or her. So height or weight or skin color is really not a measure, but because it's an overused cliche, some people may use it as a yardstick to measure one of the qualities of a leader. So we'll quickly take that as a number one. Then our number two has to do with what? Energy. This is another great quality of a good leader or a great leader. Quality that makes a leader. We have energy. This has to do with what? Both physical and what? Nervous energy. How long he can work energetically. This is because as a leader you tend to hold on for a very long time so that people who tend to follow you can be inspired to follow suit. There are times that you will need to work for longer hours, and if you don't have the energy to sustain you for longer hours, you will discover that the people that are following you may tend to shrug back because the person who ought to have inspired them do not have that energy capacity to push the work forward. So energy is another great quality that a leader must possess. Then we also have what? Mental ability. What do we mean by mental ability? Mental ability has to do with what? Being well read and well informed about certain subject matter in life. So how much are you informed about situations about life? How much do you know about life? That particular job that you are doing, how much do you know about that job? Your mental ability, your intellectual ability, it speaks well for you as a leader. So it's one of another great quality too that measures who a leader ought to be. If you're going to work in an organization and excel as a leader, you must be ready to what? Expose your mind to vital information that will help you to be able to pilot the affair of any organization that you are leading. Then we also have what? Personality as the number four quality of a good leader. What do we mean by personality? Personality has to do with what? Your courage, your charisma, so to speak. Do you have a captivating attitude? Do you have a captivating personality? How magnetic is your personality? Are you able to attract people based on who you are? That is another quality of what? A good and a great leader. Then we also have what? Initiative. Initiative has to do with what? The inventiveness of a thing and the boldness to implement new plans. As a leader, you must have that ability to invent ideas, ability to invent things, and that boldness to what? Implement that which you have what? Invented. So every good leader must possess this quality too. Then we have imagination. Imagination. How imaginative are you? As a great leader, you must have that creative ability and that original thinking to be able to imagine rightly, imagine widely, and create something beneficial out of that which you have imagined. That is another great quality of what? A leader. Then we have emotional stability. Emotional stability has to do with what? Mental stability in adverse situation. Of course, as a leader, you are going to face a lot of situation, both from your subordinate and also from what your superior. As a leader, you should be able to have the emotional ability to control some of these excesses, because at some point stress will come. At some point, circumstances will come to take you out of certain mood. But if you have the right emotional stability, if you're able to manage your emotions effectively, you discover that you will excel in that leadership position. So this is another great quality that every leader must possess: emotional stability. Then we also have desire to accept responsibility. This means the courage to own responsibility. As a leader, when you come into an organization, or when you're being given any when you come into an organization or you have any leadership position, you need to take responsibility. Don't wait for people to do it. You need to take that bold step and begin to do it yourself. That is another great quality of what a leader: the ability to what take and accept responsibility. Then we also have flexibility as the number 9 quality. Flexibility. What do we mean by flexibility? Flexibility means the ability to adjust and adapt to what changing situations. How much are you flexible enough to adapt to changing situations? This is because even while leading people, there will be need for you to change operation. There will be need for you to change environment. There also will be need for situational change. Now, if these changes occur while you are leading people, how much are you flexible enough to be able to accept these changes? So as a leader, you must be flexible enough to accept changes in human and changes in the position of things. Then we also have honesty. Honesty has to do with what? Truthfulness and authenticity. How much are you honest? It is a great quality that every leader must what? Imbibe. It is the level of your honesty that will determine how much people will hold on to your words and how much of your integrity that you will showcase. If you are not honest, people will look you as somebody who does not have integrity. So you must be honest to people, and you must be honest to both the people you are leading and both your superior. Your honesty is the measure of your integrity. Then we also have sincerity. Sincerity is the mark of integrity. If you are not sincere, you don't have integrity. If you say you have to do this, then you will have to do it. If you promise somebody something, then you make sure that you fulfill that promise. So when you find yourself in a working environment as a leader, when you say something, try as much as possible to do it. Then we also have determination. This is another great quality. Every leader must be determined to carry out their job. You must have that determination to get the job done. It is your determination that will get the job done. Now, determination has to do with what your resolve at heart and the willpower to do things. The willpower, that strength within to be able to carry on certain things and certain tasks. Then we also have persistency, that doggedness and perseverance spirit to see to it that a job is done effectively. It is your persistent spirit that will be able to move your subordinates forward. By the time they see that you are persistent in your task, remember that you are a role model to them. They will want to key into that spirit of persistency, and you will discover that the job will be done effectively. So persistence is another great quality of a great leader. Then we have endurance. What do we mean by endurance? The staying power, the stamina to stay regardless of the circumstances. You must have the stamina to keep pushing, that enduring spirit to keep pushing. When your subordinates discover that you have that enduring spirit, they will want to stay with you till the end of every task. Then you must also have the integrity. Integrity has to do with your uprightness. It has to do with your reliability. It is your integrity that will make people to rely on you even when carrying out their jobs. It is your integrity that will make people to rely on you. Then we have judgment and decisiveness. Your judgment talks about what? Your decisiveness. How much are you able to make decisions at critical times? How much are you able to make conclusions at critical times? And make sure, and as a good leader, your decisions and your conclusion must be apt enough to see to it that what? The aims and the objective of a company is what? Achieved. Then we also have what we known as courage. Courage has to do with what? The guts, the bravery. That bravery, the courage to do things. You must be courageous at every point in time. If you're courageous as a leader, the people you are following, the people that are following you, they will want to also imbibe that courage, that spirit of courage. They will buy into that spirit of courage, and you will discover that whatever task that you are carrying out will be done effectively. So every good leader, everyone that aspires to take up any leadership position must be what? Courageous. Okay, we'll quickly move over to what we've regarded here as what? Leadership roles. Leadership roles. This leadership roles has been grouped into about 3 to 4 sections. Now the first one is what? Group task role. Group task role. Under group task role, we have what is known as what? Initiator contributor. As a leader, don't forget we are talking about leadership. Now, as a leader, one of the major roles that you must play is that you must what? Be an initiator contributor. What do we mean by initiator and initiator contributor? It means originating an idea and contributing to its implementation. So as a leader, you must be someone who should be able to create an initiative, create an idea, and do what? Contribute while creating that idea, and you are implementing that idea. You must contribute to it to see to it that what? The implementation yields success. Initiator what? Initiator what? Contributor. Then we also have what? Information seeker. Remember, we are talking about what? Roles of a leader. Information seeker. Every good leader must go out there to seek for information. Why? So that you'll be able to lead the people effectively. If you don't have harmful information on how to lead the people, you discover that you will fail in that leadership position. If you don't have the required information, remember that knowledge is power. If you're not knowledgeable enough to be able to lead the people, you will fail in that leadership, and people will not be able to look up to you. So you must go out there, seek out for relevant information and idea. Then you must also be what? Opinion seeker. What do we mean by an opinion seeker? It means consulting experts on viability of ideas and authenticity of information. No man is an island of himself when it comes to knowledge. So when it comes to knowledge acquisition, you must go out there to seek the opinion of others. Why? So that you can improve yourself, and by improving yourself, you end up improving the people that you're leading. Remember that the people that you're leading, you are like a role model to them. So if you don't have the required knowledge and information that you will need to give to them, you will end up not fulfilling purpose when it comes to that leadership position. Then we also have information giver. What do we mean by information giver? You must be a provider of relevant information. You must be a provider of relevant information that will lead the company forward, that will lead the people, that will give the people the kind of experience that they need to be able to carry out the job done. Then you must also be an elaborator. An elaborator has to do with what? An expander of ideas of information. If you have been given an idea by your subordinates, as a leader, one of your major roles that you need to play is to be able to take that idea and expand it and make it so that it can be beneficial to the organization and the people that what you are leading. Then we also have what? A coordinator. A coordinator has to do with what? An arranger of what? Ideas. You arrange or link activities, you arrange ideas, you coordinate things, because people are depending on you. So you should have, as a leader, one of your major roles is to be able to coordinate them, link people, link idea to see to it that what the purpose of the company is what achieved. Then you must also be an orienter. An orienter talks about what a projector of ideas and information. How much are you able to project your ideas and information to the people that you're leading? Of course, that is a determining factor, because if you do not have the propensity and the capacity to project that information right to them, they won't be able to execute that task effectively. So as a leader, a major role that you must play is to be able to project your ideas effectively. Then we also have evaluator critic. This has to do with what an assessor of ideas, and you must in this regard you must be able to what assess what ideas and criticize that idea effectively. You evaluate it and you would criticize it. Then you must also be an energizer. An energizer talks about a moral booster. You must be somebody that could boost people's morale. You must be able to do what? Inspire them. You must be able to what? Inspire them, to energize them so that they can push, because at some point the people that you are leading may tend to shrug back. They may want to feel tired, or maybe they may feel that inordinate attitude to push forward. So you as a leader, one of the major roles that you will need to play is to what? Give them that booster energy by what? Giving them inspiration. Then you must also be a recorder. A recorder talks about making notes of ideas and information. Why is this important? This is important because there are times you're going to find yourself in a very large company, and you'll be controlling large number of people. And if you don't record your ideas and the people that you have delegated tasks to, you will discover that you will miss out on so many things. So to be able to take record of certain things, you need to do what? Record them on books or jotter. Then we'll go over to what the second segment about role of a leader, which has to do with what? Group building and maintenance role. Group building and maintenance role. What do we mean by group building and maintenance role? Group building talks about how you are able to harmonize certain things, how you are able to compromise certain things, to be able to marry ideas together, and to be able to make sure that the goal of the company is achieved. So one thing that we need to consider in this aspect is the first thing we'll consider is an encourager. An encourager. One of the role that a good leader must play is what? You must be an encourager. How much are you able to encourage people? If they bring ideas to you, how much are you able to support that idea and their actions? If you don't support the ideas of your subordinates, they may end up pushing back. They will shrug, and they won't feel comfortable. So regardless of how small the ideas are, you need to what? Encourage them to push forward. Then you must also be a harmonizer of ideas as well. A harmonizer of ideas. Harmonizer talks about combiner of ideas. How you are able to combine information. So information will come from the group A and also come from group B. How much are you able to marry this information and project it such that it can be benefit to the organization that you are serving? Then you must also be a compromiser. Compromiser talks about what? Agreement striker. Agreement striker, a balancer. How much are you able to balance certain things? Balance stress, balance the job, balance a lot of things. Balance your control over people, because people will come. You're going to be leading people of different ideology. How much are you able to balance these things? It also matters a lot. Then you must be a standard A standard setter and ego ideal. This has to do with what? A benchmark setter. You must set what? Benchmark. You must set standard as a leader. It is the standard that you set. It is the benchmark that you set that people will likely follow. Then you must also discover. You must be a group observer and a commentator. A group observer and a commentator simply has to do with what? You being an onlooker and a describer. So you might have given out a job to carry out. You need to go out and begin to observe these jobs and also what? Make comments. It is the comment that you make that will determine the effectiveness of the job. So if your subordinates are probably not carrying out the work, they are not doing the work effectively, your comment and your direction will be able to guide them effectively and properly. Then we also have follower as a role. Follower as a role. Follower has to do with what? A disciple. Regardless of the fact that you are a leader, you are also a follower. So you must be able to listen to people. You must be adherent to ideas. You must be adherent to what? Information. You must be adherent to advice. You must listen to what? Advice when it comes. And you must also what? Seek help. You must seek help. You must be an assistant leader. You are not an island of yourself. You don't know everything. So there are times you will need to seek help from people so that that job will be done effectively. At this moment, this will mark the end of this video, but I want you to stay tuned. More videos are coming. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit on the like button, and also hit on the bell notification button so that when we post other videos, you will definitely get them. Stay put and watch out for more videos.